Mother, tell your children not to walk my way. Tell your children not to hear my words, what they mean, what they say. Mother.
Hello all, and we are back. This will be kind of what kind of show did you call this, Brandon?
Smorgasbord.
Yeah, there's like a lot of stuff, but I don't know how much we'll talk about a lot of this stuff, so it will be interesting, to say the least. How is everybody?
I'm all right.
Yeah, I'm not bad. Can't complain.
Doing solid.
Good. I'm feeling my age today, so I had physical labor at work.
Mornings as well.
Anyways, but it's good. So where do we want to start? We want to start with the WWE cuts. We want to start with that.
Oh, we were going to start with Thunderbolts.
We can start with
I
Thunderbolts.
mean, yeah, y'all go ahead and talk because I made a Blue Moon extra.
Well, no, because I so have we all seen it? You've seen it, Chase, right? You haven't seen it, Chase?
No.
Go see it, Chase. It's good. It's generally very good.
It's the first good one, and first one that I would consider universally good in a while.
And I will say, because me and I think, because we did make a video about complaining about Bob, right? Didn't
Correct.
we?
Yeah, we was worried.
So,
we were worried like a motherfucker.
Yeah, because Bob sucks. Like the character in the comics is horrible. He's the worst version of that. And the reason why we say worst version is because there's like, 5 versions of that character, probably.
In Marvel or just in general?
In general. Well, I mean, in Marvel, like actual Century, like, so.
Yeah. Hold on. It's Bob the Century. You have Century.
Right.
You have, like a Kree one, like in the 70s or something like that?
Was there? There probably was. I mean, anyways, there's lots of versions of the Century. I really liked the movie. I thought they did a really good job for once, actually going into like the characters of these, actually going into the characters of the heroes in the movie. I thought that was well done. But I thought they did Bob really well. You said in yours, you talked about like all the things, and you should go see Markeem's video on it because he did a really good job explaining like the thing with Bob. But the thing he left out was there is like maybe 5 minutes where Bob is not the Century that they use in Marvel usually. He's more of like Supreme Century.
Yeah,
he's
more of
about
that.
Yeah, he's more of like so Century is from Squadron Supreme. There's probably 3 versions of Squadron Supreme. There's the original version, which you should go read the comic. The comic is actually pretty good. It's dated.
I was just about to say that.
I mean, it's dated. Don't get me wrong. It is dated, but it's really good, especially when you realize that it was before Watchmen, because there's a lot of things that it does that Watchmen did. And this was maybe 5 years before Watchmen came out, probably 3 to 5 years, probably.
Early 80s.
Right? 80s, yeah.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of like superheroes in a more realistic world type of thing. And then J. Michael Straczynski did his version of it, which was a little darker. And for like 5 minutes, 5 minutes, you get that Century. And that Century is awesome because he's not just like evil Superman. He's like evil Superman, but there's a reason behind it. Like there's a purpose behind him being. He's not just evil to be. Oh, I'm just super powerful. He's. There's a reason behind it. I really liked that they did that aspect of it. So, what did you think, Brandon, of the movie in general?
So obviously, I'm not as in depth like you guys are, but I enjoy listening to it. I learn a lot. I like the movie a lot. For me, like I fully got burned out on MCU post Endgame. Like I just went through and looked at how many movies have come out, and it's been 13 of them. I've seen 5.5 of them.
That's too many.
Half being honestly, there's probably a couple that I can need to check out. Like I still never seen Deadpool, Wolverine. I'll eventually see it, but I felt like this movie got me excited for what's about to come when it comes to Fantastic Four and then Doomsday next year. Like, I'm starting to get the itch of wanting to get back into MCU. And granted, like a lot of the shows I've pretty much missed. I only watched WandaVision, which I liked, but this movie again, it got me a little bit more excited to see what's going to be happening in the future. Obviously, like the post credit scene was pretty neat as far as building to the future and stuff. So, but for this movie, I definitely enjoyed it a lot.
I will say this: after setting through a Fantastic Four trailer, I saw the movie in IMAX, so I just went through the little IMAX thing that was also Fantastic Four themed. If this movie does not deliver, it's gonna be
they're putting a lot of eggs in this basket.
Yeah,
right?
it's like shit. But
that's how I feel about Superman. Also, like
yeah.
I don't know about you, but did you get the Superman trailer like back? I got them back to back.
Yeah, I got them back to back, and I still we'll see.
We went to see The Amateur starring Rami Malek. It's okay. It's not bad. It's generic as hell.
Is he good in it?
Yeah, he's good.
I like him a lot. Okay, cool.
They played the Superman trailer twice on accident during that. It was the first trailer we saw, and then the last trailer we saw before the movie started. This shit, I think it will. I think that will. Fantastic Four, I'm pretty sure it will. Superman, I think it will.
All right.
Which one are you more excited to see between the two?
Superman.
Ooh. That's a good question. I don't know.
It's good movies coming out. I'm excited for.
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. I'll say this. I'm more excited because they finally did it correctly. Superman, the hub for the universe. Superman, right? So I'm excited to see what spawns from the movie from Superman. I'm excited to see how they portray the family with Fantastic Four. So it's two different things.
Gotcha.
Agreed. But yeah, good movie. Go watch it. Sets up lots of stuff.
Watch Marquin's video again. I learned a lot watching that video today. So.
Like I do find it. I find it weird that we're getting the Avengers split. Right? We're getting because they're doing New Avengers and they're doing whatever Sam's Avengers are going to be.
There feels like there should be a movie between these Doomsday. You know what I mean? It feels like we should have some Avengers movie and then Doomsday. All of this is so rushed because Jonathan Majors decided to hit that white woman. It's so annoying, bro. It's so annoying.
I'm not laughing. I'm laughing because Markeem is so mad about it. That's why.
Because they rushed it all. They rushed it all, man.
Well, they had to fix it. They had to.
Quantum Mania was terrible.
Agreed. But he was good, though. He was good.
You know who wasn't good? MODOK.
Well, yeah, that was. Ugh.
Oh, G Nation, there's a video this month. Well, there's audio. This motherfucker said he aggressed her. He did something he had no business doing. Yeah, like you know what I mean. He did something. We know that.
Are you like? What do you think about the marketing of this movie? Of them literally changing everything to the New Avengers?
It's smart.
It's smart. It's a good gimmick. It's a good gimmick, especially since I don't think anyone saw that happening. I think that's the other part of that. So.
And Josh, I know you were thinking what I thought. Eventually, they would have to do it, right? Because there was a point in time where there were like 4 or 5 Avengers teams. Right. I knew eventually we'll probably. Well,
and I mean the other part of this, and they didn't talk. Maybe they're going to drop this now. Is you've got the Young Avengers team kind of running around as well. So you have that too. So I it'll be interesting to see like how they pull everything off, because the thing is the New Avengers, like Marquis knows this, when they released the New Avengers, that wasn't just like an Avengers book. That was like they put every character that pretty much had not been an Avenger into that book and made it. Spider-Man was in there. Wolverine was in there. Was Daredevil was part of the
Daredevil was for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, it's funny because like that was the thing. They had to do it at the time just because of Avengers Disassembled,
Right.
and everything that happened with that. They had to put all of the heroes together. The problem was, and I worry if the movies do this also, will they do this for too long? Because the comics definitely did this shit for too long. Remember how long Spider-Man was an Avenger?
Yeah.
Like he was an Avenger for like 10 years, man. I get why they did it at first, but then it got to the point where like, okay, is he even Spider-Man anymore? Because Spider-Man is off world fighting these aliens instead of swinging around New York City.
That's not and he's never been like
on a team.
A team like and they used to make like points about like when he would team up with people that everyone would be mad at him because he was used to being by himself, and so he couldn't fight with a team. He wasn't good like when he was in a team environment. So there was that too. So we'll see. I have hope for the MCU. This was definitely the best movie since Endgame. I can definitely, I feel like,
I don't know, man. I like Guardians 2. I mean Guardians 3 a lot. I like that one too.
Yeah, that's true.
One of the 5 I saw.
Yeah,
They're doing a
Me too, one
Midnight
of the
Suns movie.
5.5, excuse me.
They got to do Blade first, man.
but they just canceled Blade.
But they need to do it. I don't want a Midnight
Okay.
Suns movie for Blade. That's
I
crazy.
agree. You can't do Midnight Suns without Blade. That's like without doing Blade to set up Midnight
That's
Suns.
ridiculous, man. That's a ridiculous stuff.
Unless you're gonna go, oh, we're gonna do Ghost Rider instead, and actually do a good Ghost Rider movie. Like,
But then, okay. I'm glad you brought that up. So if we get Ghost Rider in the MCU, which one should it be? Should it be Johnny? Should it
No.
be Danny? Should it be Gabriel?
it should be Danny.
Okay.
It should be Danny, and then you bring Johnny. You do like they did in the comics, where Danny becomes the Ghost Rider, and then eventually Johnny shows up, scared that he was his Ghost Rider, which is not good, and he ends up being like a mentor to him. Like, I do not understand how Danny has never been like. I don't know. I think Danny's been in like 2 cartoons. I think that's the most, right?
Was he in a cartoon?
That video game. He's in that video game.
Which video game?
Midnight Suns.
Oh, is he in Midnight Suns? It's Danny.
You don't play Midnight Suns?
I haven't played through all of it. I've played through like parts of it.
Oh, Josh, man. Like the gameplay loop in itself is so addictive. But the story, for a longtime Marvel fan, brother, you need to play that.
Okay,
You need to play that.
I'll play that.
Man, there is some cool shit that I was like, whoa, I can't believe they're doing this in this game. so much stuff that we've never seen outside of comic books too. Just really cool shit. You need to finish that.
But no, he was in the Fantastic Four cartoon, because that's the Ghost Rider they used in the Fantastic. I think he was in Spider-Man, maybe. And he shows up like for a second. Yeah, I think maybe not. And then he shows up
cameo, like
and then he shows up like for 2 seconds in X-Men in that first episode, where they do the flashbacks of Gambit, and you see him for you see Belladonna for like a second, and then you see Ghost Rider for like a second, and then like okay. Anyways, enough of that.
Yeah,
go watch the movie. Go watch the movie. Go.
And me and Josh would probably do something else about all this stuff.
Yeah.
Too, so.
All right. So, what next? Where do we want to go next?
The debt.
The debt? What's the debt?
That's why 17 people got fired.
Oh.
Or is it even more than that now?
No.
Oh, we want to talk about why they got fired? The thing no one really, I mean, it's not a big deal. Like so for those of you who don't know, and if you're watching, I think
that'd be crazy if we're breaking this news to people. Shout out to y'all. You get news from us.
So is it TKO that's in debt, or is it?
It's TKO.
Is it TKO? Okay, I didn't know if it was, or if it was whatever the people that own TKO. They're in debt. They were in debt before they bought or merged with WWE. Merging with WWE is why they didn't buy WWE, because but it still caused them to go a little bit more into debt. The first big giant payment is actually due next year. It's like, it sounds worse than it is. It's worse than whatever you want to think the AEW financial situation is. It's worse than that. People should be talking about this more than they talk about the WWE, whatever AEW's financial situation is. But because of that, they've got to like keep things kind of lean, and so you got all of these people released. So it was a bunch of people that there was a lot of who cares people. I'm sorry to say it like that.
Did any of them shock y'all though?
Slightly shocked by what's homegirl, the young one, Cora Jade.
Oh, Cora Jade. Oh.
Just because she is young and seemed like that fan base likes her for the most part.
Right. She was the one people were pissed off about. She was the one that people seemed upset about. So,
what upset for? I mean, just because
because she's a favorite. Of what I saw, that was the one that people were most upset about. Like Shayna, people like me and Marquine care that Shayna
44.
got.
Exactly. Like I care.
Yeah. Like, I mean, she's 40, but if you went and you asked somebody, most people would know she's 44. Most people would think she was probably in her mid 30s. I bet if you asked. But yeah, like there's nobody like except I guess what Braun Strowman, and he was probably released because his contract is probably massive. Shayna, and then Dakota. I mean, those were the three big names. I am shocked that people were like, "Hey, Dakota and Shayna is probably somebody that Tony should look at," and you've got people losing their minds saying, "No, you can't do that. You can't bring those people in." And I'm like, why not? That seems weird to me.
Look, man, Eddie Thorpe is gonna end up back in New Japan wearing a Bullet Club War Dog shirt. Shayna Baszler is probably gonna end up in the Converse, and so is Dakota Kai. The rest of these people, I have no idea. I have no clue. No clue at all.
What about Fredericks?
That's what you just said.
That's Eddie Thorpe.
That's Eddie Thorpe. Okay.
The rest of them, I had no idea, man. No clue.
He could have been, if he was patient, he could have been in a lot better spot than he is right now. But
well, that's beside the point.
But lucky for him, they need some help. So
right, maybe they're willing to forgive him being a dick. So I don't know. I mean, at some point, you got to think New Japan's going to tell one of these people to fuck off and be like, "No, we're going to you're the one we're sending the message to. You've got to stop. If you're going to let WWE screw us over and you're going to be part of it, we ain't playing that game no more, because we're now on the third for New Japan." So
yeah, if you get released, we're not going to catch you. Pretty much,
right.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, I know who that would be if it happened. I know who it would be. Jeff Cobb. Jeff Cobb. Yeah. That's who it'll be, man. Apparently, nobody fucks with him in that locker room. Management don't fuck with him. Yeah. It'd be him.
But they said he left on good terms.
Of course they did. That's what you're supposed to say. Come on now.
Yes, I see a slew of these people showing up in TNA, maybe.
Yeah, I could see that.
Oh yeah, Shotzi probably be in TNA.
Now, if none of these people do show up in TNA,
what does that say?
Yeah, what does that say?
TNA's going to Money Crunch.
I mean,
or it could also say that they're all just under the same banner as.
Yeah, be like they got told don't sign these people.
Well, they just signed Indy Hartwell, so
true.
Well, she'll probably be back in that place one day, though.
Yeah,
probably, because she is a fan favorite, and then people will be like, "Oh, Triple H brought back Indy Hartwell."
It is interesting for the. I heard for the Triple Mania show that's coming up that you're not gonna have any like big names from WWE, at least not right now, but they got the Hardys and Joe Hendry going down to that show. So that makes me interested on how this WWE affiliated AAA is getting TNA talent down there. It's interesting to see.
Well,
Yeah,
how
Los
it turns
Guards
out.
is going down there too for that same
Well,
show.
you know,
I
where do
mean,
they work?
you figure they'll send somebody. They'll send somebody that they have. Maybe they send Dragon Lee.
I see in the chat they brought up TNA banning blading, and that is why everyone not affiliated with that company should bleed and blade as much as possible. Like everybody should bleed, man. Color everywhere. If you saw that cage match, New Japan just had blood and color everywhere. Every week on Dynamite, somebody need to fucking run the razor. Them girls in Stardom and bleeding. Everybody need to bleed, man.
It's a big reason why they absolutely, this is the year they need to do blood and guts with the women. Like,
Oh,
I don't
yeah, I
think
can
it's,
see
you
that.
know, kind of going off
You know,
topic.
that
I don't
would be
see any big feud, even like Death Riders. I don't think that needs to warrant the blood and guts, but you can just mix in 5-on-5 girls and just do a blood and guts match with the girls. And I think it'll do really well.
That would be.
So,
That would, you know what? That would be a good change of pace.
yeah, and I think this is the year to do it. And this would be like the stand, like, hey, our women out here beating the shit out of each other, bleeding all over the
Right.
place, while these other companies are banning any type of, you know, excessive blood and stuff like that. So hopefully that
The
happens.
black license WWE tables.
Whatever. But yeah. I mean, I don't think there's three people that are of any note. Like I said, I think it's weird you have all these AEW fans saying don't sign any of these people. I think that's stupid.
Well, because they see people riding the bench, or what is it, benched? Yeah, they see people benched, and they want, you know.
Yeah, because WWE doesn't do that. They don't bench people, even though we know that, you know.
All the companies do it, but
I know. I mean, that's the thing, though. They all do it. I mean, I will say this. I thought it was very interesting that Sean Ross Sapp, of all people, man, he was mad when Nick Khan said that they don't bench people. I mean, for him to just flat out say, "Hey, you guys signed Natty to a contract, have not used her. You're letting her run around on the wherever she wants, though, but just so she wouldn't go and be part of the Owen Hart tournament." That, you know, I thought that was interesting for him to say. I mean, not that we didn't all know that, but
because these are dirty, evil, small individuals that run the WWE. Hate them all evil.
So, should we talk about what was it, Coral Jade and Gigi said? Did you guys see that?
No,
I was just kind of, I mean, it just seemed like they were saying they're being body shamed or something like that, or
like that they weren't really into the workouts they were doing because they didn't think that they were very good. So they felt like they had to do workouts on their own, and that when they did them there, they were basically body shamed and bullied. Which, I mean, it's NXT. That's gone on.
Checks out, doesn't it?
That has gone on since the start of it, and that is even when Triple H had pretty much full control over it. So it's really weird that never gets brought up. But I just wanted to say.
Is it to play devil's advocate here? I'm not.
Okay.
You know, I believe them for sure, but is it maybe just how the message was perceived by them that they thought it was body shaming? Because I mean, in the business, they are in the looks business. Like,
right.
it's a very important part of wrestling. So is it something where maybe like the message was just not?
I would agree if it wasn't this company.
If they didn't have like a track record of, I feel you. Yeah,
right.
I agree. Yeah.
It's like when Ron Artest used to hit someone in the face with an elbow. Did he mean to do that? Doesn't matter. It's Meta World Peace. Doesn't matter. Yeah. I agree with you, Josh.
Yeah, like they don't get the maybe like what you said. I would agree. Like if that happened a lot of other places, I'd be like, maybe there was a misunderstanding. It is because it is a looks business. I mean, it's just like Hollywood, just like anything.
It's cosmetic business.
Yeah, very, Now, does that mean you need to pressure people to do things? No, but like it is a cosmetic business though. So,
Yeah.
And anybody that hears us say that thinks, hey, that isn't fair. Tough shit.
I mean, there's different ways to look at it, because if you don't have to be like a model, but if you have a unique look, that also helps. So it's a looks business. Looks doesn't necessarily have to be like the standard definition of attractive. It's just you have to have a look. So
agreed.
Yeah.
Can't be generic. You can look like Brian Cage, or you can look like Eddie Kingston. Just don't be generic.
Yeah, right.
Doesn't
Like,
matter.
exactly. That's a good example. That's two
opposites.
Juice to his guild.
They probably weigh the same too.
Exactly.
Probably.
Yeah, probably exact same way.
Juice to the gills, Brian Cage, and then
me, pretty much.
But it works because people are like, Eddie is literally the common guy. So there we go.
Yeah. Those people, I mean, you're gonna sign them. You need to have a purpose for signing them, because I don't think anyone's like unique. Like, I don't think any company's missing out on any.
What do you think? Because a lot of these people, of course, were from NXT. A lot of these people were NIL signees. What do you think about the fact that you now have the ID program? Does that spell the doom for the PC as we know it?
Come on, man. In like a year and a half from now, we're gonna come on here like, well, they shut down the PC.
Finally.
What is, outside of Bianca? I think we can all agree Bianca is probably the best thing to come out of the PC. Who are the other names that
people will tell you?
Charlotte was in FCW, and Charlotte comes from wrestling. Who's the next person?
Braun
Breaker. Braun Breaker comes from wrestling. Next person.
So you mean you mean purely just from the outside?
They plucked them off the street.
The reason why they have the PC is because they can take people from track and field or gymnastics or whatever,
Bianca, I believe,
and make them into somebody.
Bianca would be.
I think Bianca's the only one.
The only one in like 14, 15 years.
Like, I'm not giving them Prince Devitt. I'm not giving them Kevin.
No. None of those people that just shut that. Oh, you have to learn to do
some
Goofball
drills,
fans will tell you
brother.
that, but not
Do some drills.
Yeah.
Drills that blast your ACLs.
Exactly.
But I agree with you. Like, that Florida PC, I can see that getting shut down and just move everybody to the Vegas Performance Center for UFC and figure it out from there.
Yeah.
My lights just flickered.
Oh.
I don't think they're going to do the let's get a bunch of athletes anymore. I don't think that's happening anymore. I think that's
the thing is,
I think they'll always try it, but it won't be
the thing is that should have worked. Is if you look at because that is like a lot of wrestlers, that's where they came from. They weren't necessarily wrestling fans. They were guys and women who were semi top level athletes who then couldn't be professional athletes, and so they went into pro wrestling, and so it should have worked. The problem, without a question, and I think everyone has pointed this out like numerous times over the years, is that however they train people there is bad. Like, you look at some of the people that go there and just completely go backwards.
Get worse.
It's like, what are we doing? But I mean, there's so many problems with that place. It's not even like.
And how hasn't Jade improved?
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Right. Well, but they'll tell you that Tony did an excellent job of hiding her, but she looked 1,000 times better in a lot of those matches in AEW than she has in WWE. I think it's because in AEW, I think the women she was in the ring with, don't get me wrong, they undoubtedly were practicing those matches, but I think those women knew how to lead her along. I think she's in the ring now with a lot of women that have no clue how to do anything other than you do your spot, do your spot, do your spot, do your spot, do your spot. And I think that's the big problem because she wasn't taught to do it that way. I doubt Dustin taught her to wrestle like that. I'm sure Dustin was
I think even if those women knew how, though, they're scared to do that because of the system. You know what I mean? They don't want to. They don't want to get in trouble, which is sad. But they don't want to get in trouble.
I mean, Lex Luger is not a great wrestler, right? But is a guy who could be carried to great matches. If you don't have people that can do that, that's a massive problem. And you look at that roster and you look at a lot of like the younger talent, they got a lot of young talent that have no idea how to take someone who's not as good as them and bring them up to their level. And that's not a good thing at all. But I mean,
even if like they themselves are good, they don't know how to do that. You're right, John.
Right.
Right. You're absolutely right. Because they learn wrong, man. Like, I'm not a wrestler, but it's different. You're supposed to go on the indies and lower level wrestling, things like that. Cut your teeth, get reps, learn how to play characters before you get on TV.
Like get reps. That's something that's one of the problems with AEW is people don't get reps like they need to be.
True. You got to learn how to handle being a heel, learn how to handle being a face. All of that. The wrestling is like when you're at an actual job and you learn a skill and your bosses have you do that same skill over and over. And then you stack another skill and then you stack another skill and then you stack another skill. And then eventually you're a boss yourself.
Or a good example, I think, is like a stand-up comedian. Stand-up comedians have to like every weekend.
Work material.
Yeah. Go. Find out what works. Find out what works for you. Find out what,
Yeah, I remember Dan said this. This is good. Yeah, it's a good comparison.
Yeah, but like that's what you have to do. I mean, you go back and watch like really great comics when they were like just starting out, right? Even just starting out on a big level. A lot of them completely different type of acts. They do a different type of comedy. I mean, go back and look at
anybody.
Yeah, like you can look at like Dave Chappelle's his 30-minute HBO special that he did back in like early or mid 90s, and then just a couple years after that, like you can definitely see how being able to get those reps in kind of changed the way he flowed with his jokes, his mannerisms and everything. Yeah,
I mean, it's just like how it's crazy. It's really Richard Pryor. Go back and watch. If you go back and watch early Richard Pryor, he was doing Bill Cosby. He was trying to do Bill Cosby, which sounds insane. If Richard Pryor doing
you know what he turned into,
yeah. It's like that's insane, but that's it.
By the way, that special that Brandon's referring to, the one night stand, the Dave Chappelle one, the 30-minute one, classic, fucking amazing.
Yeah, still holds up great. Love it.
Fucking amazing.
Anyways,
man, it's tripping.
Josh, you want to talk about Backlash?
I want to talk about how shitty Backlash looks. Like, I could not believe how
Are you
shitty.
surprised?
I'm not
I don't
surprised.
even know the card. I don't know the card.
Oh, okay. Well, what you know what the main event is?
Well, I know Orton and Cena, which is crazy in 2025. In 2025, people are somehow excited about
like
it.
that's like you can do that on Saturday Night's Main Event. You can do that on Raw. You can do that on SmackDown. Don't do that on one of these PLEs.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Gunther versus Pat McAfee.
Pat McAfee.
Man.
Look at
Man.
right?
What?
Becky versus Lyra. That's the only like match that makes like okay.
Is she any good though? That chick Lyra Valkyria.
Apparently,
She wasn't good at Mania.
No, well, yeah, but
and then what? There's a 4-way with Jacob or some multi-man match.
It's Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre versus LA Knight versus Damian Priest for the US title.
I mean,
there's
that
good
could be people
cool
in that.
If he just runs through them all and like it's like short and they just sending the message that Jacob is unstoppable, which I doubt, then it could be worth something, but they're not going to do that.
And then Dom versus Penta, isn't that the last match they announced?
Oh my God! No!
You need your luchador match.
Oh,
you
man.
need your luchador match.
Penta, not the smoothest guy in the world, and Dom is terrible. Dear God. Dear God.
Yep, that's the whole card. 5 matches. Dom versus Penta.
Oh,
Did
that's
Penta
the
about to
PLE.
lose to
It's 5
Dom?
matches. Like
I don't
what?
understand.
Like we knew. We all came on here and
Revolt.
said that just leading up to WrestleMania, that this stretch after WrestleMania was going to be rough. This is what you got. Like, what the? Can we get over that Triple H knows how to book anything? Because this is bad. This is bad. Just horrible. That's all I wanted to say.
People are starting to come around on it though. They're starting to. It's
Like,
happening slowly but surely. Yeah. Starting to happen.
Like I brought up that why didn't you do Jacob versus Gunther, right? Because that's a feud that you could easily 50-50 like they like to do from now and then end the feud at SummerSlam and would be fine. And both guys could lose 50-50 and it would be fine because it would probably elevate Gunther a little bit. It would elevate Jacob a lot being in there with Gunther and putting on, like, I have no doubt those guys would have awesome matches. But instead, this is what you're why is Gunther with Pat McAfee? What the
Yeah, that would have been cool if
Because he attacked Michael Cole, Josh. It's
But-
called storytelling.
if you had like Gunther like lose the title like he did to Jay, and then maybe on the night after WrestleMania, like him and like Jacob getting into like an accidental, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of tussle, and then that's just like the feud. And they even have a little belt there. You gave Jacob that,
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that makes too much sense though, Jack.
I mean, none of this booking that I have seen makes any sense. I didn't think any of the booking going up to Mania, I'm sorry, Brian Alvarez, made no fucking sense. It wasn't just John Cena and Cody Rhodes.
Don't apologize to that doofus, man. That he just
I'm over
old.
Alvarez.
He just old now, bro. What the hell? I don't understand why they don't make anything seem important. I don't understand why Okada and Omega is important to those fans. Motherfucker, the company is here. Everything you see is here because. Oh my God. Oh man. Somebody take his mic. Take his mic. It sucks now.
Anyways, like why I still do not understand the purpose of having Bayley be the one to be taken out of that WrestleMania match instead of having her turn on Bayley the next night, have her put Bayley out, and then Valra is like, that's where that feud goes, not whatever. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand why people still think,
Because you could have had them lose that tag title match, right? And then Lyra goes, "It's okay, Bayley, blah blah blah." And then the next night, bring back Becky, and then have her just beat the shit out of Bayley, and then you can get to the same same place.
Right.
Makes
the same
too much
place.
sense.
It's fine. Whatever. I am shocked that Bayley didn't go the way of the dodo with WWE. That just shocks me because she can't be not making a lot of money. And I mean, I would love to see her in AEW more of as a fuck you to WWE, but she shot. We all know she shot. So I don't understand why they just didn't like part ways, but that's just me.
Because they know that she would go.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the only reason. So
one of her best friends in the industry is there, and that's why they didn't do it. That's something.
So, anyways, okay. So what do we got next? That's all I wanted. I just want to talk about how shitty that show.
Mexico.
What about Mexico? Yes,
It's sold out very quickly.
Yes, like the tickets that are on sale are like general admission tickets, basically. So
Lucha Blog, who I follow and you all should follow, pretty much reported that like those fans have been clamoring for AEW. So they
how much do you think they're clamoring for AEW now that with the
AAA? Oh brother. Oh shit.
Hold on, hang on. What do you mean?
Because
oh, go ahead, Josh.
Okay. So apparently this is according to Lucha Blog and Cubs fan both have said this. The Mexican fans, the fans in Mexico, are not fans of WWE right now. Part of it's Trump because of their association with Trump. The who's under the stupid doing the stupid
El
US
Grande Americano.
They find that racist and demeaning, that whole thing.
And then on top of that, they've never liked the WWE style of pro wrestling. On top of all of that,
like they like the fact that they're coming in and we get to see the stars of WWE, but like the fans are kind of really down on them right now, and so I wonder how much of that was like, hey, here is their competition. We're gonna go over here. So we'll see. So
wait, what wasn't Grand Slam Australia? I mean Australia. Grand Slam Mexico, wasn't that announced before the AAA purchase?
Yes.
So,
I think so, like right before.
Yeah. So that was totally going. All right. I know.
No, well, supposedly they made that announcement and they decided to go ahead and announce the deal because
of the CMLL thing.
Yeah. Since the deal's not actually going to be done till sometime in the fall, so
because they soft, man, soft people.
And I also wonder, because it came out that I guess there's some sort of other company involved in this. I'm wondering if they're trying to keep the purchase off the books until a later date, and that's why they did that way. Like we said, because of the debt. So like maybe in 2 years they fully buy it, but they just don't want to do it right now. So,
all right, Josh, what should main event Grand Slam Mexico?
Or what matches would you have on there?
I mean,
versus Mexico.
That you probably can't do it, but just to say fuck you to WWE, I would do Psycho Clown versus Mox.
John Moxley. You're not gonna let this go, are you?
I'm not, because that'd be awesome. And people would be like, it's like people that don't know would be like, well, and I'd have him like show up like the week before, and you'd have all these American fans going, "Who's this dude in this stupid clown mask?" And then they would go out and absolutely brawl like absolute maniacs all over the.
I thought he went back to AAA.
He did, but he's not technically signed, so because he's running like his own like.
He's not part of that group that was just recently signed with Del Rio or El Patron.
Nope, he's not part of that group. So I mean, I don't know what CMLL thinks of him, but I'd be like, here's a lot of money.
Also, Templario versus Kyle Fletcher. Get that done. That'd be one I'd definitely put on 100%. I don't know what else though.
I think we're just gonna get a bunch of tags. What do y'all think?
No, we'll get a couple singles, a couple of them, but yeah, more tags. But that's fine. That would be a fun show.
How many 2 out of 3 falls matches do you think we get?
0? No, we might get one.
Might be 1 or 2. I figured it was got to be 1 or 2. So,
unless they just say we're under CMLL rules tonight, Paul.
Yeah, all night.
Yeah,
you might do that,
and we see how creative they can get around
house rules.
See how creative they can get around the. I mean, that would probably. I don't know, but that would be a very good. Hey, we're going to do this. We're truly going to do this under like traditional lucha libre rules. 2 out of 3 falls.
I always come on here and I talk a lot of shit about Tony Khan, but I really appreciate him, and I appreciate him being a nerd and actually liking pro wrestling, because this motherfucker's running Arena Mexico and the Arena. You know what I mean? Like the WWE's, they're not doing that, bro. They're not doing stuff.
They did though. They did.
I'm talking about not corny. That's what I'm talking. NXT in the ECW arena. Everything that NXT is in the ECW arena. That's so disrespectful. That's so disrespectful. Oh my God, man. Oh, I appreciate him.
CCW, bad CCW ran there. That was like their place.
But that was more ECW than whatever NXT is.
I know. I'm just waiting to see this. I'm waiting to see the first AAA WWE show and just see how different it is. Because those fans
Like
are
Triple Mania
or whatever. Like those fans would be pissed.
Because I don't know if I would count that LA show, but something
I wouldn't
in Mexico.
count it.
Sure.
No, I mean like in Mexico, true AAA show. If it turns into okay, we're still gonna do the hardcore style, but it's gonna be the WWE type plunder matches. Man, those fans aren't gonna.
That's not gonna go over well, man.
They're not gonna do that. Nah.
I don't know, man. They made TNA stop blading, so I don't know.
We'll see. That's crazy. That's crazy. I just can't envision that, which is like the crazy thing when they were like, "Oh, we're going to keep them traditional lucha libre." They're not traditional lucha libre. That's the whole point why they exist.
Have never been traditional lucha libre.
No, I think they were for like this long, for like, just a little bit. Said, we ain't doing this.
In its inception, you could say it was.
Yeah, at the very, very start. And then they were like, we're going to do our own thing. And it worked.
Now it's, where's my fucking music?
Right.
You got Vampiro farting on the house mic and shit like that.
All of that. But yeah, no, that should be an interest. Like, people who have never seen like a really hot show from Arena Mexico.
God, man, it's gonna be.
They're not ready.
They're
not ready. They're not ready.
It's a different thing, man. It's a different thing.
It's a different. It's a different atmosphere. It's a different. There are few buildings that are like that. So,
and CMLL, just the way they operate, none of their top guys ever get pinned or anything like that. They're going to have Excalibur on the mic. Also, tune in to CMLL every Friday on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna push the hell out of this shit, man, and as they should. Get what
I wish it was a double taping. Like it'd been nice if they had Collision there as well, but we only get to Dynamite.
That's cool. Imagine if they made it a special Friday night Collision, and you had the Friday night freaking Arena Mexico. Yeah. That might even be crazier than a freaking Wednesday night. Anyways,
and it's a dual broadcast on the CMLL page, and man, that'd be cool. That would be cool. Yeah. I don't think it's got that'll probably never happen, but that'd be cool.
Some fun AEW stuff on the horizon. I'm excited about.
Yes, like I'll say that. I think Beach Break will be really, really fun.
Oh, the cage match, yeah.
Yeah, I think the cage match will be. Joe is being.
It's gonna be a schmoz.
It'll be a schmoz, but I think the lead up to it will be because Joe's being, Tony's not stupid. He was like, Joe, go make people forget for like a couple weeks.
Samoa Joe is the king of not caring until he's in the main event. I love it. Love him for it. Love him for it. He don't give a fuck until he's in the main event. And that I respect it. Because I would do the same shit. All right, what else we got, y'all?
Do we want to talk about who apparently has WWE contracts now from AAA?
Well, they're not. They're signed with AAA. They're just worded to where they're more stringent. They're not.
Like El Patron is not showing up on Raw.
There is no possible way, right? No. Well,
I mean, maybe.
this.
I mean, I don't think people are clamoring for him.
No,
and I think
not these fans.
I think I don't.
How much you want to bet if his music hits though, that crowd will go nuts? How much I want to bet?
Anybody? They complain about Brock. If Brock came out, they would lose it. Yeah.
And oh my God! Speaking of, just real quick. Speaking of people coming back, Rusev just doing the Miro gimmick. What?
Of course.
So he's the redeemer. I didn't see anything. He's the
Yeah,
redeemer.
Like the Miro gimmick.
Yeah,
He's just
literally
doing the Miro gimmick.
Redeemer.
I saw that. I was like, you trifling motherfucker. You made this gimmick in the other place. You just gonna do it here? What?
How about Black losing to Miz?
He didn't lose.
Oh, he lost?
He
No, he
didn't
didn't
lose.
lose.
Oh, I'm about to say.
But I did see people were like, "Oh, everybody said this guy was washed," and it was a clip of Malachi doing a cartwheel out of Miz's move. It's just a simple cartwheel, something I could probably attempt to do right here in this room. But people was like, "Oh, he's cooking now." I'm like, really?
Who ever said he was washed? We said he was weird.
Well,
We never said he was washed. We know this the disappointing.
He said he was washed. No.
Wait.
He said he was
Yeah,
washed.
true.
He said he was washed.
That's
He said,
true.
my back's bad. I'm washed now. And everyone
That's
was
true.
like, "Fuck
That's
off."
true.
You know,
That's
not
true. That's true. But like, yeah, everybody knows this motherfucker can wrestle. That's why we got excited when he first showed up in AEW. We know this. That's not news. Tom End was one of the biggest stars on the independents. When the WWE signed him, it was a big fucking deal. And he got hurt. His body broke down a bit, but he still can fuck. We know that. These WWE fans, oh shit, I wasn't gonna yell this show. These WWE fans didn't know that because all they watch is this. The zombies road. The zombies. Nobody ever said he was washed. Nobody said that.
Except for himself.
Don't break your desk. Don't break your desk. You're doing the hand thing again.
This is a different desk.
Of course, because you broke the last one.
Have a conversation with someone that is not in your fucking bubble, man. Like you would learn a lot. I just want these people to have a conversation with a group of people that don't just watch the WWE. They would learn so much, man. They really would learn so much. Just it's so annoying, man. It's so annoying.
You're asking modern society to talk to people outside of their bubble.
But those people are the worst kind, though. They really are, man.
People on the Trump bubble.
I'm just saying that's what you're.
I don't want to do that. They lost.
Somehow, hey Chase. Somehow it's okay that we're overpaying for the Switch too, right? It's all right. Somehow it's fine. So fuck out of here, man.
Oh, you know,
are we gonna...
you do.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead. What you saying?
Are we gonna what?
No, go ahead.
What were you gonna say?
No, go ahead. Go
Somebody
ahead.
say
Finish your
something.
thought.
Somebody.
No, what I was gonna say. Are we gonna talk about fucking? God damn it! Now I lost.
And Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. There you go. God,
that's what I was kidding. Yeah. I was totally kidding. I didn't know that's where you were going.
Yeah.
Benjamin Shelton.
I mean,
Benjamin Shelton.
Here's my thing with this. Why wouldn't you just do a? Why wouldn't you just do a grapple? Why wouldn't you just do a grapple promotion? Well, that too. But you're gonna do freestyle wrestling, which most people have no concept if they watch freestyle wrestling, what they're actually seeing, how it actually works, what the rules actually are. You're gonna have to educate these people because most people don't know. Like what a pin is, how the points work, you know, the difference between a slam and a reversal, the fact that you can't clamp your hands together, the fact that, you know, all of these types of weird shit that people don't know. It's all just stupid. Like I heard this and I was like, why aren't you just doing just a non-striking grapple promotion? Because
Jonathan Gresham did it for years in Atlanta. Like there's an audience for that. Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, you can. I mean, it can be real. It can be a shoot. Just don't do any striking. It's fine. I mean, you can try doing that.
I think it is so weird that like Eric. Well, it's not weird because now he told on himself. Eric Bischoff all of a sudden is kumbaya and he respects and loves everybody because he knows this shit is gonna fail, and he don't want to get cooked. That's what it is. But newsflash, Eric, I'm here waiting on you. I'm here waiting.
Why are you waiting on him? Cook him now.
Waiting. No, I'm saying. Well, I'm gonna wait for it to fail, and then I'm here for him. I'm waiting on you, buddy. You got me.
You're not gonna spend no energy on the freestyle
I-
real American
No,
wrestling.
I'm not gonna watch it. I'll be here when it fails.
I'm saying, but even like the roast them, like who the fuck, like who cares about this?
Like this is not like I will be shocked if this gets much farther than it is right now. This just seems
no. I will roast people that think that man knows what he's talking about, bro.
Oh,
This
yeah,
would be
of course.
what's this? The fourth wrestling thing that he's done that will fail? Is this the fourth one? It's fourth one, right? Because you got the obviously WCW, the TNA. Remember the wrestling company him and Hogan tried to start? What was that? The late
XPW? Not XPW.
XWF.
XWF.
XWF. And then now we got this one. That's
I got the
four
DVD.
motherfucking. That's four of them, man. This guy sucks. This guy sucks, man. I don't care what wrestling you like. I don't care what wrestling you like. Stop listening to people like Eric Bischoff. Stop. Just because for a year and a half he was at the top of the wrestling world. 30. How long it's been? 30 fucking years ago now.
83 weeks.
because he stole an idea from New Japan.
Exact. Stole the whole invasion idea from New Japan. You know what I mean? And brought it here. Props to him. You know, tweaked it a bit, made it popular. I'm not gonna take that away from him. But with most people, we would just be like, "Hey, you had a great run. That's incredible." You know what I mean? You had an incredible run. But that doesn't make everything you say gospel. It doesn't make everything you say gospel. You know how quick head coaches in like sports that had legendary great runs, right? But as soon as they fall off the wagon, we like, yo, we don't need to see this motherfucker ever again because clearly they don't know what they're doing. Chase is going through it now with the fucking New Orleans Pelicans.
I don't want to talk about it. Why are you bringing that up? Why you gotta bring that up?
But I'm just saying, like fucking Isaiah Thomas was the president when the fucking Detroit Pistons won the championship in 2004. You know, legendary defensive. What?
Joe Dumars.
Joe Dumars. That's Isaiah Thomas. My bad. The wrong Piston. But he was the fucking president. You know what I mean? When the motherfuckers won the championship in 2004, legendary run. Everybody remembers that team. But everyone collectively since was like, "Yo, he sucks now." Except the Pelicans. But it was like, "Yo, he sucks now." Like he sucks now. Everybody cooks Doc Rivers. Fucking Brandon brought it up. Everybody cooks him. He won a championship. He won a championship, one of the greatest teams of all time, but we all cook him now because he sucks now. Eric Bischoff is the same deal. He sucks now. The run was great. Now he sucks. Can we all move on? It's easy to move on from Jim Cornette because he says racist and crazy stuff, but it's the same deal. They both crazy. And I would argue Jim Cornette knows more than this motherfucker. Come on, man.
Of course.
Jesus Christ, man. Get him out of here. Tired of him. Get him out of here.
Jim Cornette, at least when somebody that like historic dies, you can like be like, all right, I'll listen.
Let's see what
this.
Jim has to say. You know what I mean? He has some sort of historical perspective on the person. Because you know why? Like, look. Have my own problems with Jim Cornette, and everybody here should, right? But at least he knows fucking pro wrestling. Whether you agree with his views on pro wrestling, this motherfucker knows pro wrestling. Eric Bischoff has never known pro wrestling. Never. He's just been a guy who's been around people who knew pro wrestling or a guy that knew wrestlers. Like this motherfucker, you know what he is? He's the nerd at the cool table, man. That's who Eric Bischoff is. When everybody knows this dude is a geek.
I mean,
get him out of here, man.
If you listen to some of those stories from, you know, when him and Nash and Hall and the rest of them were going to the strip club, you're not too far off. Not too far.
He's the nerd, bro. He's the nerd. Hate this guy, man. I'm tired of this shit. What else we got, man? Jesus Christ.
That's kind of it.
That's all we got.
We won't say our goodbyes to Skype.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna. I don't know who said it on the Discord, but people were like, we should at some point try to reenact the.
That was LV.
We can't do that. You guys,
reenact would be crazy. We can reminisce. We can reminisce. I don't know what we can reenact. That's a wild night, boy.
Because the thing is we would have to like Chase would have to start, and then someone else would have to start like 5 seconds later, and then someone else would have to start 5 seconds later. And someone else would have to start five. So we'd all be like, and not watching the same thing.
And it was so many people in that fucking room. There's so many people, man. There's no way we can recreate that.
But again, I would probably not be the wrestling fan I am today without Skype, with being on these calls with these guys and then putting me on to all different types of wrestling I wasn't aware of, showing me, illegally downloading torrents, sitting there watching till 3 a.m. all these different.
I got it right here.
All these different shows, Ring of Honor shows, Noah. I was big into Noah during that time period of getting on Skype. So I very much appreciate that platform for sure. Yeah, it was definitely fun times that we had on there.
We should send special thanks to Oliver Scott. He was the original one that got a lot of us together at the first. It was
Scott
him.
And Chase.
Yeah, Oliver Scott and Chase were the ones that kind of did everything. So for those of you who don't know, or what's his wrestling gimmick? It's Oliver
Peace.
Oliver Peace. Yeah, and I mean, there were times we'd have 20 people on, and we're not lying. Where there'd be like 20 people, it'd be complete chaos.
Too much.
Complete chaos. You'd have Crazy Mike being legitimately crazy.
Wasn't just a nickname. That fool still randomly messaged me. He goes, "Hey brother, you doing okay? All right, bye for 5 more years." Like, he's so weird, bro. He's so weird, man.
And just always trying to stir shit. Like he was trying to stir shit. You get Jared going, and then he just start ranting for 15 minutes with that no stop.
Moral virus for those of you who don't remember. Moral virus.
And just lots of just craziness. And then eventually, like I think at one point it was like I said, there were like 20 plus people, and then eventually I think that lasted about a month, and then kind of different groups started splintering off a little bit. But yeah, like we would get on. Like, people know about the Man Up thing because we talk about it a lot, but there was a lot of other stuff where we would be. I think that was
the Skype talkers.
Yes, we were, and that we were dubbed that. By the way, that wasn't something
by PS Power. Who, by the way, if you're watching this, open invitation, sir. We'd love to have you.
Yo, honestly, I'm with you, Chase.
Ain't no way.
I would love for PS Power to be in the corner, 100%, man. I'd be with it. I see Matthew.
I don't know.
He was in a couple of those calls. He was in a couple of those calls.
See, the thing is it would be hard because he'd be full gimmick the whole time, and it would be crazy. It would be crazy.
Impossible. So do I. I don't think he's that guy anymore, though.
He's not that guy. He's not that guy.
He's not that guy anymore.
But no, like it was a lot of just craziness. It was a lot of, like, one thing that I always remember, because I always tell people this, because I would tell people, like, my wife asks, she goes, "So you guys were like on the," I was like, "Yeah," and she's like, "How did you have like 20 people?" And I said, "Well, when we got to over like 10, we would all have to log out, and I would have to be the one to like start the call, add everybody, because literally the junction box was like 20 feet from my house. So like I could get the best connection. So it was like I had to like be the one after we got like past a certain point. So that was fun, because that was before, high speed internet. Yeah.
I remember Chase. All right, so it's going to be a lot of people here. Who's going to host? I remember those comments. Oh man!
Who's going to
y'all
turn Ustream off so that way you don't have the
turn Ustream off.
So don't sit there and run up your internet.
Oh man, y'all about to make me cry, man. Jesus. That time of my life, man. Honestly, like I say it all the time, just being honest. Like, I needed y'all, man. Y'all don't even understand. I probably still would have been into wrestling, but I probably wouldn't have enjoyed it the way I still do. You know what I mean? Because I found y'all at the right time, bro. My mom passed away in 2001 from her battle with cancer. ECW died in 2001. I was looking for stuff and kind of in and out of watching it and shit. And then thanks to Bill and Doug, I got back into like heavy into wrestling. And then I met all y'all. And it's been off to the races then. So I appreciate y'all, man. 100%. And Skype.
I guess we should thank Bill and Doug too, because they were kind of they
were
kind of like,
catalysts for a
yeah,
while,
they were a catalyst for me getting on. They were the catalyst of me and Moral Virus and Oliver kind of getting together. So, and then that just kind of grew from there. So,
Yo,
and
Jared,
keep in mind, we would be on these calls. You're not just talking different time zones. You're talking different continents a lot of the times.
Dan was a big part
Dan,
of those days.
like I said,
Oliver,
Matthews in this chat. He was in a couple of those calls too.
Dinosaur
Like he
Avengers,
knows.
yeah.
I can't think of her. She just passed away like last year. I can't think of her name.
Who are you talking about? Who you
The girl
He's
from the
about-
Philippines. The girl from the Philippines.
Oh yeah. LV told me that. That
Yeah.
sucks.
Crazy Mike is in Colombia, and Gilbert just had a WrestleMania trip.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gilbert's still,
Yeah.
he's still out
Yeah,
there.
Gilbert be in the Discord, man.
Yeah, he'll jump in the gift.
The world's nicest man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Super duper nice lady.
Yeah, I remember she got in the call and she's talking to us, and somebody asked where she was from, and she was like, and like I was the only one that knew when she said that she was from the Philippines, because everyone was like, "Why do you live in the Philippines?" And she's like, "Well, I'm Filipino," and they're like, "But you speak perfect English."
Yeah. and her videos so soft spoken, so to the point. Like she was good at this shit.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah. Yeah, MB was, I remember when he started. I remember when MB told us, "Hey, I finally signed up for wrestling school."
And he told you to rate one of his matches. Remember that, John?
Yeah.
His
He
first
made the
match.
video.
His first match.
His first match, he was like, "Here we go."
And he's good. Like MB is actually good, bro. If y'all like actually watch his stuff a little bit. I've seen like a little bit of his stuff. It's actually good. Like I'm not just saying that because I know the guy. I'm saying
he's very good on an intimate stage because he's very good at like playing off the crowd,
connecting with people.
Right,
Right?
kind of crowd, yeah.
Yeah, like if you've ever seen any of his stuff, it's like it's a lot of him playing with the crowd, doing meme type stuff, but it comes off really well. So,
Oh, DK, that's dope. That's dope, man. That's dope. He's one of the boys too. I know he's actually one of the boys, but he's always gonna be one of the boys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's my guy.
It's a lot of those guys. Yeah, MB ended up there. I know Markeem don't love it, but Jared ended up in the business. We also had Mario's in the business as well. It's been interesting seeing these guys who were in those chats with us.
Man, I ain't talked to him in so long, man.
Who's that?
Mario. I didn't know he.
Oh yeah. Follow him on Twitter with his stuff. He does shots for AEW every once in a while when they're in the area, so it's always good to see him on there.
That's dope. That's dope, man. That's dope. Look, man, that's what I'm talking about. Fucking anybody else got into pro wrestling in that whole group? Can't think of.
I don't think so. I mean,
y'all can think of.
I never had that dream, so I'm good.
yeah, no, not most.
I had it for like a little bit, then I saw Beyond the Mat. Nope.
What the fuck is this? Chocolate?
I do think it's out of like everyone we just kind of mentioned. Jared of all people, like the other Jared, is the one that kind of made it the biggest out of everybody, really. It was just kind of weird. So,
Y'all want me to say something nice about Jared?
I'll
do it right now.
Okay.
I'll say something nice about Jared. I think that he is authentically. Yeah, I think he's authentically himself, and that has helped him a ton in his wrestling career. See, something nice. Something nice.
He just needs to know when to turn the gimmick off. Is all. That's his biggest. Okay.
No, I don't hate that dude. I just don't. Y'all know. I just don't. Like it. No hate him. I don't hate it.
But anyways, we got anything
I
else?
think that's it. Can't
Yeah,
think of nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I mean, it is weird that we were doing Skype calls in like 2007 with all of these people, and I remember when when my oldest daughter was doing, during COVID, and she was down here on this computer, and she was having to do this, and she was like, "How's this gonna work?" She was like, "I don't understand how this is gonna work," and I'm like, "Man, we used to do this without video. We used to do this without video."
Years.
Oh, you mean her schoolwork with like
She was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, so I looked and tried to find like one of the videos that we uploaded, because the thing is, we had the this is why the man up thing is so stupid, is because we at that point we had the recording thing at that point, and none of us thought to hit record, and that's why we talk about that one all the time, because there was like, it was weird because I think there was like 3 people that had it basically set up to where if we started a call, it would automatically go.
Jared was the main one.
Yeah, and it would automatically do that, and so it was very weird that that is the one that we didn't.
That's the one.
I don't think Jared wasn't on that night.
Yeah,
Jared
he wasn't.
He wasn't on that one. That's probably why.
Because he watched the show like a week later, and then he was like, "Oh my god, y'all!" I remember. So, yeah. That was funny.
Good times.
Was that
GTA 6 trailer thoughts? We got a
Looks
year.
great.
Trailer.
Looks great.
It's a trailer.
But it's every Grand Theft Auto trailer you've ever seen has been what the game looks like.
Right.
So the fact that they're showing us this, and that's got my expectations super, super high. I'm very excited for this game. Because that trailer looks great.
If it comes out May 26, 2026.
Hey, man.
Hey.
Miyamoto said a bad game is bad forever. So I'll wait a little bit longer to make a good game.
Hey, I am going to see, I am almost positive I'm going to see Capcom versus SNK 3. So
look, I'm all right with that, man. Look, listen. I'll wait forever.
Yes.
Look, man, I'll wait forever. You know why? Because I want that cast to be everyone. And now we got the technology for don't leave nobody out. I want everybody.
You think 100? You think 100?
Look. If need be,
there's 100 character on that game.
I'm saying you could
because what? King of Fighters has what? 70.
What 15? 15 has I don't think it's quite 70. I think it's close to it though. I don't think it's quite 70. It's like 60.
Like
I know it's over 60.
King of Fighters 98 had the most, but maybe I'm tripping.
No,
because
King of Fighters
15 has so many characters.
Yeah,
gotcha.
You got
especially
Team Samurai Showdown. You got all those. Yeah, and look, you can just take that game and just take a bunch of Capcom characters. You got the roster, man. And then look, don't put it out this generation. Wait till the next one. I'll wait. I will wait.
You'll wait
forever if it takes. I'll wait.
Oh, and Markeem, wait if you're gonna watch the Guilty Gear anime. Wait until the actual.
I heard it's terrible, man.
It's
I'm
not,
scared.
The last 2 episodes have been better, but I mean the problem is the story revolves around Sin. So that doesn't help.
Impossible ask, but I know the answer to this question. Any of y'all saw Mayu Iwatani's debut with Marigold?
Same thing, Marigold.
I haven't seen a second of that son of a bitch's promotion.
Hey man, hey, look, man. Good matches, man. Good talent over there.
It ain't.
But yeah, I saw it. That was a cool moment because she really does not have to do this, bro. Like at this point, she takes a swing, she leaves Stardom. Like you would think it's like WWE or AEW, but nah.
She could still go to WWE.
She could, but
I mean,
she didn't do that.
Marigold, she could still hop on over there.
Don't say nothing like that. Come on, man.
You know, in your heart, In your heart, Julia
That
showed the
that
way.
would destroy me. That would just that. I ain't
Julia
gonna lie.
showed you.
That
Julia
one would get
showed-
me upset. That one would get me upset. Like
Julia showed the
Julia,
way.
I was upset, but I expected it. Like even when you saw her, you knew like one day this girl will be at WrestleMania. Like you know what I mean? You just know it. My you man, that would really upset.
She can't be at WrestleMania. She's still in freaking NXT.
Well, one day she'll be at WrestleMania. I knew that like in 2019. Like look at her, man. I knew that. But
Hey, I watched Duntaku, the top matches on night 1, and then like the main event on night 2. But my question, and I thought they were solid from what I watched. I didn't watch the whole show, but the stuff I watched was solid. Do you think for a resurgence, do you think Mercedes is losing one of her titles?
I think that's why it's a three-way.
That's why it's a three-way.
Yeah. Okay.
Because she don't want to get pinned, which is
well, they don't.
You think if she don't want to be a pin, or they just don't want her to get pinned?
I think it's her. I think
really because you think is a lot of people saying she got creative control. She said don't got creative control. Like what's going on with her? You know.
I think it's her, man. I don't think Tony would care if someone beat her. I
think
really. I don't.
I think they want her to stay undefeated.
Especially a big match on the pay-per-view going against Peter. No, she got to stay undefeated.
Yeah, and all in going.
Y'all giving this girl too much credit, and I don't blame her.
Oh, they're gonna hate her.
No, I'm just saying. It's her, man. It's her.
What if she turns around and loses it all in?
Then she could have lost this.
No, she couldn't have. What are you being? The whole point is she's supposed to go in like undefeated and the whole thing.
I tell you what, though, when she loses this belt, merge it with the other belt, man. Like that's don't need 2 of these women's titles, bro.
What are you talking about?
The IWGP women's and the
strong.
Yeah.
We don't need 2 of these, man. We don't.
You don't need. Do you need any of the strong titles? Do you need any of the strong titles?
I would keep the.
I keep the open weight one, the one Ishii just won. I would
TV title. I would keep TV title.
Oh yeah, the TV title.
Because you got the set, set time limit and stuff.
Yeah, but you don't need those strong tag belts. You don't need none. No. I don't mind the open weight one though. I don't mind that. Doesn't bother me.
Takeshita, yeah.
Brandon, I really like that cage match, bro. I don't know about you. I fucking love that cage match.
I thought it was good. I'm comparing it to the last cage match that I saw.
It was way better. Like so much
better. This one was way better. This one was way better. About 40 minutes shorter.
You said what I was gonna say.
What'd you say, Chase?
I was gonna say the exact same line. Brandon said it was 40 minutes shorter, so it had to be better.
It's what that first match should have been because all of the bullshit is cut out of it.
They all come in together. There's no rolling entrances. Right. It's just blood, chaos, shenanigans, all that stuff. It's just chaotic for like 27 minutes, and I loved it, man.
That's what everyone loved about the first one was once
it was just surrounded by nothing. Yeah. Just long, man. It's long just to be long, man.
Long ass match, man.
I will say this: Callum Newman, best performance of his life.
Mm-hmm.
Best performance of his life.
Goto, bro. What a great reign. I'm loving it.
His look, he's a draw.
He's drawn.
Look, man. Come the end of the year, he's not gonna win, but he
should get some votes.
You know what I mean? And so should Saya Kamatani, but neither one of them are gonna get any. Neither one will. Saya Kamatani is. I know everybody loves Tam, and her retirement is why the big reason why 7,000 people showed up at that show. But she's been popping houses like all year for that company, man. But they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. They're going to vote for Cody. Yeah, Cody. Cody.
They're not going to vote for Cody this year. I can't.
You don't think so? You don't think so? I do. I do.
No. I could see them voting for whichever of the 3 of Punk, Roman, and Seth, which every one of them has the strongest year. I could see them getting.
That's probably gonna be Seth at this point.
Yeah, like I could see that.
Also,
Cody, like people generally seem like they're kind of getting to the point that we all thought they would eventually get to with Cody. So
crazy.
Well, he knows what he has to do.
He's not gonna do it.
Hey, he's not gonna do it.
He should though.
Leave the company.
Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh.
Go
That's for
back,
another
man.
day. For another day.
Go back. Go. The biggest thing he can do is go back there.
But he's got to be a heel if he goes, because
No, not to start off with.
No,
No, not to
he's
start
not
off
gonna
with.
start
If he went back.
Because boy,
but
with a line,
he has to. He has to know.
he could come
if
back
I-
now against the Death Riders and be the
oh well, that
defending
would be
too perfect. But yeah,
But he has to know that the moment this starts to change, he's got to turn, bro. You got to be self-aware. Like, what is going on? Do it before you can't. Do it before you can.
Or you're right.
I think at this point, if he did it in WWE, it wouldn't even work that well. He's waited too long. I think he's.
I don't know.
waited
I don't know. I don't think.
I don't think it worked that well. I don't. I really
I
don't.
I think if I would say possibly by SummerSlam, you're right, but I don't think we're there yet. I think we're at the point of, if you were a good booker, you would be like, hey, maybe we need to turn you now. But he apparently also has creative control, but no one wants to talk about that. So
Who had you talking about? Cody? Cody got
Yeah.
I didn't know.
The Rock said you should turn heel. I was like, nah, I'm going to do that.
right.
Oh yeah, he did do that. That's true.
Yeah.
Everybody has creative control except the goddamn booker. That's hilarious. Everybody's just writing their own shit. Triple H is just along for the ride.
All you can do is come up with entrances. That's all you can do.
Oh man,
Come out with
bro.
entrances
That's why he does all those videos with him showing to put together entrances. That's all he really got.
and go. Hey, I'll put 3 of the best women's wrestlers in the world in a match, and that'll be good.
I can do that from my computer and EWR.
And that'll be good.
So weird, man. So weird.
You could
it's
probably-
like he is afraid to do stuff because he's afraid people will cook him, man. It's annoying. Like, bro, stop being a bitch. You're a booker.
It's not a real place.
But clearly he thinks so. Clearly he thinks so.
It's not a real place that I visit often.
Exactly. Like you gotta progress things, brother. He never progresses anything. Everything never changes, man. At
Because
all.
that's what he did in NXT. What did he do in NXT? He waited for the new hot thing to come into the company, and he waited.
He kept doing the same shit with the old thing until the next thing.
And then oh well, now Vince is going to take this person away, so I don't have to worry about them anymore. What happened when he actually had to start booking people truly long term? It got bad. It got bad, boring.
Ciampa and Gargano had 50 matches.
We got Karrion Kross versus Adam Cole. Remember that, Jim?
Hey, he tanked the territory. Karrion Kross did. I don't care what else says. Awful.
Man, we just
He still
babbling
believes
now,
in him.
man.
Yep, that's a good point, Marquine. We're just babbling.
Okay.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. That's what we did on Skype. You know
That's what we did on Skype. That was
That's true. This is the Skype eulogy show. So that's a good point. Good point.
But Triple H is going to let him kill the territory again. Triple H still believes in him.
What?
He
What you
still
talking about?
calls
He
goons
still
away,
believes in
though.
Karrion. He still believes in Cross.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean? Like I don't watch the show. You gotta help me out.
He's keeps trying to get him to get over, and more than anybody else. He went out there.
Wait. They're pushing him again?
They're
You serious
trying.
right now?
They're
letting him cut shoot promos.
Sky stinks, bro. His
wife, girlfriend, or whatever is the act. That is the act.
No, she's not. No, she's not. What is
She's
she?
not now.
What's
She's
special
not
about her?
now. You know
She
what?
used to
What's
be.
special about her before? What did she do? She look good? Oh wow.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
I go to Instagram and find a million.
Though I will say,
million of them.
how they have
She
her
was a
dressed
cool
now,
manager, though. She was a cool
How
manager.
they have her dressed now is no.
Karrion Kross, Killer Cross, Karrion Kross, whatever he wants to call himself, he's always been nothing. The bell ring, that may be the top but the bell ring guy.
No, because he's
In
not
all the
even
rest.
that. He's not even that great with before the bell rings.
But you would look at him and think that, right? Like you would look at him and think this guy's probably a pretty good pro wrestler, but he's not.
Put him
at all.
No. You know what? Put him next to, Cage, and then tell me, because that's a guy that doesn't even have to talk. He doesn't even have to talk.
Well, that's not fair, John.
That guy doesn't even have to talk. He just has to
Not
stand there.
I mean, he also can work though.
He can just stand there, and you're like, "Who is that guy? I want to know who that guy is." So
We coming back in 2 weeks, y'all.
Yeah, it'll be the preview show for Double or Nothing.
Yeah,
and maybe some thoughts on Backlash.
Yeah.
If y'all watch it,
I'm
gonna do something else on my Saturday night. You know what I'm saying?
Should
I'm
we
gonna
do
something
like
else.
a Thursday show that week?
That's cool. I can do it.
Why?
So so it'd be after Dynamite.
So we get the full card.
Yeah, we could do
Yeah.
that.
That'll work.
All right.
That'll work.
That'll-
All right.
Also, when does Chase will know? When does Doom come out?
May
May-
20. Actually, like next week, I think
Yeah.
it might be.
May
I don't know.
15th. May
Okay.
15th.
I don't know. I'm getting inundated by Blizzard and by freaking Microsoft that the game is.
So
Yeah,
you
I
might
was right.
get
May 15th. May 15th.
you might get an extra because I'm spend a whole weekend like playing. So you might get an extra. That might happen.
All right.
Be on the
well,
lookout for that.
I'll talk about some games here soon.
I guess we'll know in about
2 weeks. Excuse me?